Today we've got two copies of X-Men 207. This is one of my top 5 favorite covers of all time. At least top 10, but I never really did a list. Maybe that's something I'll do in the future, but I definitely love this cover. It's similar to that Incredible Hulk 340, and this is like the abused stepchild of that book. I love this cover. It's just one of my favorite ones. I've actually got a 9.8 or maybe even two 9.8. I actually have two 9.8s already in this one. I think this is an undervalued, underrated cover and book. It's technically first appearance of Selene, but you know, it's hard to get much better than this, right? So I've got two copies. I've got a direct and a newsstand. The direct I'm not going to grade today. I've already graded it as an 8.5, 9.4 after press. It's a high grade copy with a slight little spine roll on it, but otherwise a very nice copy. And so we'll just stick with a newsstand. I don't have a high-grade newsstand yet, especially not slabbed. So I want to definitely get a copy of my collection of a high-grade newsstand. I think this is definitely an undervalued, underrated book, like I said. I think the value of this could blow up, you know, in 5 or 10 years. Once people, I don't know if it's on people's radar or not. Everybody always flocks to Incredible Hulk 340 if they want a Wolverine cover. But that price is getting so crazy on that one. You know, I actually have a copy off at CGC of that right now that'll be coming back hopefully in the next couple of months. But this is, I like this one just as much, honestly. And yeah, this one will always be on my wall in some form. So let's get started. We've got a fairly sharp corner here. There might be even just the most negligible tiny ding there. But the bottom corner is perfect. Let's take a look at the edge. It looks like a little bit of a bump right there on the top. It's hard to see unless you get it at the right angle, but it's definitely there. A little bit of edge bumps right here, nothing color breaking or anything crazy. And the bottom looks really good. Let's take a look at the spine. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 ticks. Let's see if there's any color breaks here. This white spine bleeds over, so it kind of protects a little bit against that. We do have one here, though. That's one, and then one tiny one here, and one here. So 3 tiny color breaks there, and I don't see any others. Okay, so let's take a look at the center. You know, there's some minor pitting to the book. I see that now. I don't see any kind of color breaks with it though, but you can definitely see it's almost like points of sand all over the book, if that makes sense. Like almost like if you put a grain of sand on it and then pressed it, that's what it would look like. But I think that would press out. And there actually might be a tiny little color break here. I don't feel anything on it, so that could be a printing thing as well. But we'll definitely take note of that. There's a pretty significant little crease here and here, these ticks. This one for sure. But there's no color break with it that I can see, so that will come out. So let's go ahead and flip the book over. Okay, corners. That one's a good corner there. Maybe bent under slightly, but it's a good corner otherwise. And that one's good as well. Okay, top edge looks good. This edge looks good. And not see anything on the bottom edge either. Spine has tiny little ticks up and down it. But it's a white cover. There's no color breaks along with that. Staples look good. I don't think I mentioned the staples enough, but I usually look at the staples while I'm looking at the spine as well for ticks. But I do tend to gloss over that too much probably. And I don't see anything except one bit of handling wear there, but nothing else in the center that I can see. So let's take a quick look inside. We have white pages for sure. Maybe that's who Selene is right there. Man, I'm probably embarrassing myself by not knowing this. But it has been a long time since I've read comics. I need to do more of that. But I'm not seeing anything on the interior. Just your standard printing stuff that comes on almost on all 80s books. I forgot to mention that, but it's in here. Let's see. See this right here? I mentioned this in other past videos, but you can kind of see it right there. That's just part of the printing process. This poor quality paper or whatever tends to get damaged on the bottom. So let's just do this real quick just to make sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything there. But with this bend here, I think that's going to take us down probably 8.5 or 9.0. Just initially, just this right here alone kind of caps us at 9.0 or 9.2. I'm sorry, 8.5 or 9.0. But I think it's only showing on the front cover, and it's like a glorified large spine tick anyway. So I'm going to call this a 9.0 now. You know, with only 3 color breaking tiny ticks and this tiny ding here and this here, I think 9.4 is certainly probably where we're going to be at after press, with an outside chance of 9.6, which is, I'm really happy if that is the case, based on it being a newsstand. So I'm going to go with that. Let's call it 9.0 now, 9.4 after press, just depending on what that does. If that's a printing thing, could get 9.6, but I think that might hold us back as well. So just going to go ahead and go with that and just be happy that I was able to get such a high grade copy of X-Men 207 newsstand. So we'll see you in the next video.